All right, part 3. Happy Sunday. So we got a bunch of parts here. And we only need some of the parts here, but let me show you what I got. So I ordered everything, almost everything, from my favorite company, FCP Euro. If you guys don't know about FCP Euro, they have a lifetime guarantee replacement on all parts, including wear items. So anything that I replace now, as long as I own the car, it's not transferable though. So as long as it's my car and I own it and I ordered the part, if anything fails or wears out, I can get it replaced for free. This is our primary part 3 box. So we have a new serpentine belt. We have, oh, everything fell out of here. I did have a part in there. Let's see here. We've got these. These I did get from Amazon. I did not get from somewhere. But Schwab makes the exact same thing. I'll open these up here in a second and I'll show you. What they are is they're stubby Torx because I need a T55 or a T50, I believe. But you can put a wrench on it because of the limited space between the engine where the pulleys are and the carrier. That's what you need. So we have a bunch of new hardware because this is the most important part. Here we go. This is our new tensioner. And if you look on it, it does say top. Where does it say it? Right there, the bottom. It says top with an arrow. So you guys remember in the video, I was moving this, but watch. I wanted to see if it does it today. So if I loosen it, right? I'll take my hand off. It doesn't move. It does not go back. That's how I knew for sure it was bad. Now, let's pull the thing off. We will start with the belt. What I need to do is take this out. See the bolt head right there? That is I believe it's a 16 millimeter. So we're going to start by doing that. To get to that, take off your license plate and there's a access hole through here. So let's do that first. Well, I'm going to slide the belt off first. So let's slide that right off. All right, we'll leave it like that. All right, as you can see, I opened the garage. I didn't want to because it's cold as hell out here. Can't see my breath, can I? A little bit. But I need the light of the day to see what I'm doing. So there's my extension. There's the plate off. And you see you got 2 access holes. The one on the left. Let's pull this out actually. And you can see the bolt back there? That bolt is that one right there. So let's see if I can get that on there again. It's hard to do it without looking. Turn the lights off, I can find the hole. Boom, dad joke, I'm here all week. There we go. All right. And you can reach it with just one long extension, but I've got a second one on here just so that I don't hit anything while I'm undoing this. It's coming loose. There we go. All right, let me see if I can do this. Give a little. Oh, come on, it's loose, it's moving. Come on, spacer. Just a little bit. And I'm not using a lot of force for any ones that's like, oh no, you're gonna mess up the crank pulley. I'm barely pulling on it. There it is. See if I can get it out. Success. There's our spacer. The reason you have to get that off is so you can do this. See, that would have been exactly in that space. So we can work this belt off. Okay. It's off the top. Just got to go underneath, get it off the bottom. All right. There's the water pump side. Okay. So that's off pretty easy. But around the crank, that's what I'm worried about. How I'm going to get that off. All right, I got it off the crankcase. So there's a little tiny, there's space. I can barely fit my fingers there. There's a space right there. And I was able to pass the belt through that space and then just work it back and forth and get it between here and pull it out. There is just enough space. And here's the loop. So the only thing it's on now is the water pump, which actually has more space, but I heard is harder to get off. So let's see if I can get that off right now. I think I got it. I got it. Cut it out. All right. I ordered the right part number, but as anybody with any experience will tell you, sometimes the right part number is not the right part number. So I'm going to lay out the new belt and make sure dimensionally it's the same. And the new belt is Continental, made in Germany. It looks the same. It's pretty close. Next step is to get this thing out. Take my ratcheting 12, and I want to go hallucinating. Nope, the other way. That way. All right. So, because of that ball, put this on here and locks it in place. And then I can get this in there without trying to hold the wrench and that little socket. And because a regular socket doesn't fit in here, because I don't have a lot of space. But because that's a stubby and it has that ball, look at that, clicks right in. And then I can ratchet it off. Oh yeah. Who's your daddy? I got some questions. Who's your daddy and what does he do? So it takes two hands, basically. See if I can do this. I don't think I can. So there's the bolt right in there. And so the way you do it is, I'm going to try to hold this. You can only get like the tiniest of turns on this thing, and I'm probably going to drop it as soon as I grab it. I hope not. So use one hand to steady it so you don't strip it, and also so you can, and you heard the clicks? That's about as much as you're going to get. If I had two hands on there, this will go faster. And you just keep going back and forth. Of course, it's wobbling right now because I'm using one hand and I'm holding the phone with the other hand. But if you had two hands on here, you would get this out easily. Let me show you how I got it. I'm sorry. 1/4 inch ratchet with a 12 millimeter socket and my stubby thing here. Let me get the stubby. I saw a tool someone had, and I don't have it obviously, or I would have used it, where it has two different lengths of this. On one end it's like this, and on the other end of the bar it's a little bit longer. I understand now why they had that tool. The longer part is for the bottom. If you had that longer tool, you'd stick it up there, get to it, and pull it right off. The reason you need the longer tool is, even though I don't have it all the way out, you can see the bolt right there? Between here and here, it's probably about an inch. But then you don't have much play. You have you have almost no access. All right, got that sucker out. There it is. Got a new one for that. It's gonna be another fun piece. Huh? Here we go, yay. All right, there's the old thing. This is why you gotta pull out the whole assembly, because there's the bolt from the back. You gotta get that one from the back. We're gonna take this apart, clean it, and install the new one. All right, here's the part all cleaned up without. So actually, let's show you these. So this was what came off. This is what's going on. So they actually look identical. All right, here is my pulley. This is all cleaned up. The pulley itself has no play in it and turns very smoothly. No noise, nothing. I cleaned up this part, but I was cautious not to pour anything onto here because I didn't want I don't want to dry out the bearings that's in there. All right, so got it started. What I did was I held the pulley like this with one hand and used the other hand to get this started. It took me a couple tries. A little bit of cursing in Spanish and German, and I got it started. Right now it's loose on purpose. I'm gonna leave it this way. See, it moves. I'm leaving it that way on purpose till I get the bottom one in. I got that bolt in on the first try. I was able to, I'm laying under the car, and I was able to put my hand over the exhaust, and some fingers right there, spin it on, and push this up and spin it on by hand. And it is on the first try. Torquing it, that's gonna be a different story. Let's see if I can figure that one out. You guys are not gonna believe this, but I got it to torque. Yes, I did. I used a 1/2-inch socket with my little stubby on my torque wrench. So what I did was I didn't push the stubby all the way down past the ball, and I used a 1/2-inch socket instead of a 12 because there was a minor difference in length. Minor, but minor made all the difference in the world. Let's pull this off. Here's the 1/2-inch. Here's the, see the difference? Gave me just that little extra. Put that in there. Come on, baby. All right. All right. You guys remember at the beginning of the video that how when you would turn the pulley, it would just stay in place and wouldn't come back. So let's test that again. All right. So 30mm Allen. And let's see, does the pulley return on its own? Yes, it does. That's the end of part 3. Next, right after this next shot, you'll see is the car driving. If you see the car driving, everything went correctly, and the car runs and drives fine. If you don't see the car driving, there's a part 4, and that means something else is wrong with the car. What's up, everybody? So today is day 2. Should have been done in day 1. Should have been done in a few hours. But as usual with me, things don't go as planned. This is where we're at with the car. We've got it all installed. The new belt is so tight. I measured it. It is the right dimensions, but it's so tight. It has no stretch in it because it's new. It actually has some stretch, but not enough. So to get it on, I compressed the new tensioner like you're supposed to, and then I got it over, well, per the instructions, you're supposed to get it over everything else first and then the pulley last. It was already on perfectly around the crank, around the water pump, which I thought would give me issues, but it wasn't. That actually went on easy. What gave me issues was getting over the alternator. And then it was on all the way. So let's turn it on and look at it. See how it looks. So here's your crank pulley. Here's your water pump. Alternator. What's this one? Power steering. AC. Tensioner pulley. That clamp, and then we're done. This is loud. So that's the end of this project. We're going to clean some tools up. We're going to put everything away. And I think we're going to take a little break. Did you guys think that was the end of the video? So did I. But wait, there's more. So, if you guys were following me on Instagram, you already know what happened. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I'm gonna show you. So, this is what's left of that serpentine belt. Yeah. Remember how I was saying I thought it was too tight? I think it was way too tight. here is my old belt. And I looked at this all the way around. There's nothing wrong with it. It is in perfect condition. And I can tell you, when I took this one off, this one is definitely longer than what's left of that one. Well, it's longer than that one in the original form. Now this turns free, no play. All of my pulleys turn free with no play. Even the tensioner pulley, no play in it. So being the non-professional that I am with car stuff, I always try to follow instructions and try to follow torque values as much as I can. I will admit, I did not properly torque that upper bolt. Could that have been the reason that the new belt had friction on it and took itself apart? I don't know. I still think that new belt was too short, because when I went to install it, it wouldn't go on. I mean, I've changed hundreds of serpentine belts in my life on different cars. Serpentine belt is a serpentine belt. It doesn't matter if it's a Porsche, an Audi, a Volkswagen, a Chevy. They all work the same. I never ran into a belt that was so bloody tight that you couldn't even get it over the pulleys. I mean, maybe at the factory, someone put the wrong length belt in that packaging. Who knows? So part 4 is coming this week. I'm actually going to start recording it tomorrow. So probably if you're watching this video, I've already recorded it or I'm halfway through it. So part 4 is installing the new belt, making sure the car runs right and none of these pulleys are making any extra noise or seizing or anything like that with the engine running. Because by hand, they're all working great. So tune in for part 4. I really didn't want to make a part 4 to this thing here, but we're going to make a part 4. If you like this video and you like seeing more of my doggies, let me know. Click the like button, subscribe if you don't already subscribe, and let me know in the comments. You want to see more of the dogs? I have 6 of them, so we've got plenty of dogs to show you.